I think that the occasion of the third bomb, the one following Hiroshima and Nagasaki, in other words, the third time it's used purposefully for killing. With the spread of these weapons, it's possible that someday this will happen. The occasion of that third bomb will be the decisive moment in the history of humankind. And something has to be done under those circumstances. It's human nature. We have to do something. At least someone has to do something on our behalves. And so what you get to do is either express compassion or express rage.
Responding to it almost like a family catastrophe. You know, your teenage daughter committed suicide, and usually the response of the whole family committing mass suicide is not the proper response. The response is that the world comes in, the people who care come in and take care of the family.
So I'm looking for a symbolic act that humankind could make which would change the consciousness of the world away from that automatic eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth quality. Imagine what would happen if, when the third bomb goes off, assuming there is one sometime, the world's medical resources were all brought to bear suddenly and swiftly and effectively in a global act of compassion. It'll be an occasion for maturing suddenly. And how the medical profession behaves and how the media behave at that instant will really shape the future forever. I agree with her analysis on the other hand.
Bob and Alia, with their friend David Hoffman, formed a group they call Humpty Dumpty. They are working to create scenarios for peace.
You can't eliminate war unless you've got a better activity, unless you've got a different activity that meets some of the same purposes, unless you've got something that's more fun even. Because we've got to admit it, the Russians are just like us in this respect. They play two World War II movies every day on national television in the Soviet Union. Yeah. It's all you can watch in your hotel room. You see these bombs going off in the Great Patriotic War. We make war movies. There's something very exhilarating about war.
Seeing the hockey game between the United States and the Soviet Union, and even in defeating the enemy, there's that transference of love to each other that you get in a sports event.
Because they weren't your enemy, they were your rival.
Right, and that's a real
And you always secretly love a rival, because without the rival you can't play. So you got to have them. There's a mutual dependence there.
When we can have the Oakland Raiders play the Moscow Patriots.
That's right.
Then we can start sitting down and talking about
Wouldn't that be great? That would be a Super Bowl. This thing we call a Super Bowl is just an America Bowl.
Сейчас будет вбрасывание, внимательно следите, это очень важный момент, очень важный. Так, вбрасывание, советские футболисты подхватили мяч, да-да-да, ведут блестящий пас на Крамаренко, Крамаренко ловит, и сейчас он близко так у цели, сейчас, ай-яй-яй-яй, какая жалость, уронил мяч.
We've probed the stars and the planets much more thoroughly with our television cameras than we have other cultures just across the ocean. And the other cultures across the ocean threaten our existence. We've never had to know them. We've never had to learn their languages. We've never had to understand what's right about them. We could get away saying what's wrong with them.
Скажите, пожалуйста, что вы думаете об... What do you think about nuclear weapons, nuclear warfare? Я не думаю. I don't think about it. I don't want to think about it.
Rather than waste money on neutron and atomic bombs, the money should be spent on improving living conditions, houses, schools, raising the standard of living in peace.
I want to say to the American people that they must fight together with us against the atomic bomb for peace. That's all.
It turns out we are married. It's like we're married. The nuclear weapons has created a marriage of the nations on Earth.
We share this little planet, which is like a bedroom.
We share.
We're here.
Yeah,
you know.
Planet is like a bedroom. I mean, more important than the bomb is the fact that we suddenly have found we're all sharing a small planet.